So this appears to be working. Uh, okay. Yeah. Here we are. Cool. So that's working. All right. Where did I leave off? We're gonna try and get Hermes, or as they say, Hermes, working inside of the dashboard. And what's the dashboard inside of this thing here? Actually, okay, so we already got it working inside of the dashboard. Uh, but the thing we really want to do is figure out what is. Wow, this is really laggy. Holy moly. What we really want to do is get this Kanban thing going. And why is that? Basically, I don't want a single thread anything anymore. I want to think of issues and ideas, and I want those to be worked on autonomously and then for me to review. But there has to be a validation step in there to ensure that I'm not just doing user acceptance testing for a bunch of busted ass code. I got, what do you say, some baggage around that. So this is the idea. That's the idea. Oh, and then also to set this up with Telegram. It's actually already set up with Telegram. It's so easy. You can literally just say, hey, set up Telegram, and it will set it up. And if you plug your phone in, it will literally just do everything end to end. Um, anyway, let's see what we got to do. All right, so to be a little even more specific, I'm not introducing this into a new project. This is an existing project that I've been working on for a while. And because I'm spending so much time at work since I got back home, I'm working like 40 hours a week. So I've got a little bit of time in the morning, a little bit of time in the evening, and occasionally I have a day off where I have most of the day. But I'm also moving across. I'm moving out of the country, and so we're selling everything. So there's like I'm just like packed. I got way too much going on, but I want to finish this project. So we have been using a plugin called Flow Next inside of Claude Code to build it, and that's where all of the plans currently lie. I also have a bunch of ideas, as I've pointed out here, a bunch of ideas and issues and bugs and all kinds of stuff inside of GitHub. And we basically just want to put it all into Kanban, Hermes Kanban. So what do we say here? That would actually fit with your workflow really well. Why Kanban helps here, big pain you're describing is not a to-do list. Some tasks require physical phones. Some blah. Yeah, okay, Kanban is good for that because each kind of going to work. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, I would. Perfect. Kanban should become something like Card A. Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, okay. Now GitHub should map. GitHub issues should not all become equal Kanban cards. I'll classify them. Okay, okay. Implementation and validation of different cards. Yes, they are. Okay. Only supports built-in. I create a Kanban board like this. Yeah, see, like device UIT. But if Hermes Kanban only supports built-in statuses, yeah. So basically, I mean, if this is like a Jira style Kanban board, could we add new columns to basically ensure that oh, there's oh, okay. Maybe that's what review is for. I don't know. But could we add more columns? Could we control the flow, flow control. Um all right, ideal profile setup, coder, reviewer, QA. Yeah, sure. Makes sense. But with the default current feeling, we can still start. It just wouldn't be as parallel. No, we want it to work as parallel. So I also, on a side note here, I'm using this voice to text, speech to text app, and it uses my CPU to process the audio, and so it's so slow. Can you also create the ideal profile in order to increase parallelization and quality? Mhm. If you think that the Kanban card source links will be sufficient for the AI to properly integrate them, that's great. We can do that. But I am unsure. However, we can keep it simple for now. In fact, maybe that should be one of the principles. Keep it simple, stupid. Part of the challenge is this. If you only do a partial transfer, how do we know when to pick back up and do the rest of the transfer? What happens when we finish? How do we know to pause and reevaluate? In any case, I think I agree with what you're saying here. Can you can you do a little bit more research and come back with a final plan? I see the 6 steps you have here, for instance. Um, yeah. Any case, let's keep the conversation going. Let's see how that turned out. Maybe I should give you some updates as to what's been going on. I haven't streamed in a while. Basically, yeah, I was in Chicago for a couple of months, um, just watching my mom a bit, and along with that went my work. I moved there and quit working more or less and just focused on this app and watching out over there, taking care of some business there, and yeah, now that I'm back, we'll be moving out again. Be moving again. We're gonna head out to Istanbul. We're gonna spend some time in the Mediterranean. Get a different, get a different climate. Okay, good. Okay. Let's see. What do we got here? Let's. My recommendation is default as the fit. Okay, card reconciliation rule undone, unblocked. Okay, card. This is the bookmark. Import scope. Device proof cards. No, UAT is no, of course, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Let's do it. So basically, it's going to create a new board. Yeah, it's going to create the new board. I do need to, yeah, it's going to integrate the Flow Next stuff. It's going to integrate the GitHub stuff. Oh, it's integrating some really old GitHub stuff. The one thing I want to also double check is that I will be able to interact with this Kanban board via Telegram. Telegram. Y'all listen to Machine Drum? Can I say that? Yeah, I started wearing a weight vest at work. I started with like 10% of my body weight, and then I jumped up to almost 25% of my body weight over the course of like the last few months. And I've been using that. I think I landed on around 15 as my daily, or at least that's what I use as my daily at work. On days that I don't work, I don't wear the weight vest. It's my rest days. Hey, we got a phone call. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, I think you're I'm streaming right now. Just FYI.
Oh, I'm streaming too.
Yeah, what are you what are you streaming on?
I'm streaming on this weed, bro. Um, no. Yeah, I just got off a call. I'm actually not streaming. I lied. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
And I'm outside the library, and yeah, let's go in and do some work on a couple more calls today. What are you streaming about?
Oh, just doing the live stream again. You know, like I'm jumping over to Hermes and Codex, and I wanted to use the Kanban, the whole Hermes agent Kanban thing,
Yeah.
because I want to try it out. I think it could work. Um, it seems way more multi-threaded and like a better way to visualize all those threads as opposed to a single chat window, obviously. So the funny thing is, I actually switched to Codex because of the Codex automated runner or whatever. It was a car thing that I found on Twitter. That was part of the reason I wanted to switch. Um,
Have
but
you
yeah,
heard of Linear?
no, not yet.
Linear does, I mean, the Claude bot guy, Open Claude guy that's obsessed with it. Everything he says, like, it's like gonna 100x your Claude workflow or whatever. And obviously he's on Hermes now. But yeah, he's been pushing linear. It's a Kanban UX for managing the work too.
Yeah.
And it's one that not just him, but I've heard about it from a number of people. And tell you, I kind of baked it into a couple of different things. Like, um, I have a feature request and bug report thing that's like Kanban based and pretty nice, set up inside Work Shelter. So now I'm having her designer just like put requests in there, and then I can just tell Claude to like look it up and resolve it.
Oh, cool.
You know
Very
what I
nice.
mean? I don't even have to copy and paste.
Yeah, so this is exactly it. So this is the elite dev model, except that they had like actual developers on the back end. And
Right, right.
now imagine you
That's
set,
kind of cool.
yeah, now imagine you
Wow,
just charge people X amount of
wow.
dollars now to access this Kanban board.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow, pretty cool. I
It
never thought
is.
about it that way. I mean, I kind of did think about it that way, but I just, I have to be very client minded. Although, I mean, I'm broke, man. I need to get clients, and I have the skills to do it, and I'm reminded that every time I talk to people on these calls, but
Yeah.
it's hard to go from like, hey, it's super debate. This is my vision. This is what I'm trying to build. Like, if you got any client work, I can help you with things.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Anyway, Mike Montoya is back again. I pitched him on just having me on retainer for 1,500 a month.
Nice.
He said hell yeah. So we'll see if he follows through with it. I'm waiting for him to follow up on some details. But I really don't want to be working with
I know.
him.
I
He's
know.
manic. But that's bro. Here I am.
Yeah, what are you
I
gonna do?
need to do work, and it's right in front of me. So I can actually help him. And that would be my goal. So like $1,500 a month, I can build some shit, and I'm actually gonna help him strategize. And he's like my pet project.
Nice. That's I can go a lot of different ways, but it's good to have something that is that it doesn't make you look or feel bad.
Right. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. Those are more important. Yeah. So I'm doing supporters weekend. I think it's next month. I'm going to it's next weekend. I hope it's next weekend. Yeah, it's gonna be next weekend. So I'm gonna be in Chicago slash Hermes world for a couple days. And I'm gonna meet all the Western people. We got like programming and stuff. There's something I can't remember. They said that they go on a workshop that I was like almost signed up for. I'm like, I don't really want to do that. Like, oh yeah, I'm kind of like, yeah, I have my own goals and interests and stuff. Like, I don't know who came up with this programming, but I'm not sure I was the target demographic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's interesting though. And I'll play games, whatever. But I plan on, representing Teresa well and then try to make connections to advance both of our shit. So, I'm an agent.
Yeah, you too, huh?
Yeah.
Become the agent.
Agentic. I am like the robot. The robot is not like me.
Uh,
Um,
how do I pause streaming? I don't.
we meet in the middle. Me and the machine.
So okay, yeah, I got it to automatic. It's populating this Kanban board with all of the flow next tasks, or it's bundling them in a certain way that goes together for a Kanban board, and also GitHub, hopes and dreams. Because we should be working on those hopes and dreams in separate workstations, right? Like, why can't I build out features that I haven't fully thought out? Like, why can't I start working on them already? I think I told you I kept having a problem with flow next overlapping, so I never got and it all became just one big project. Like they all overlap with each other. It's like we're doing this now.
questions up front if you're just gonna go. If the expectation is that you just go, then you gotta be able to just go.
Yeah. Ready. Okay, so shit is moving. Is
Yeah, there's been a
everything?
number of times where I've come back to my laptop expecting work to get done and saw just questions in Claude.
Yeah. This morning,
Yeah.
I because I'm doing testing on my Pixel 8, but I need my Pixel 8 when I'm awake. I need to use it for calls and shit. And I had it. I'm like, okay, you have access to it all night. Get started. You know. And I woke up and there was a question. You know, it hadn't even begun to start. It just asked the question, and then I answered these questions, and then asked me more questions. You know. Yeah, Hermes. Yeah.
I like it so much.
That's why I'm using this dashboard and this. This is why I'm using the dashboard and the Kanban board because I'm trying to find the things that make it better. Like I just want to make sure I want to make sure that I'm not just using it like I'm using ChatGPT and that's why I'm getting ChatGPT like results.
Right.
So we'll see this part and oh, interesting. I mean, it is pretty cool. It did make its own mm, profiles or its own little agents. The stuff that comes built in by default in open code. And actually, no, it doesn't. Whatever. We'll see. TBD right now. I can't tell. On the other hand, though, if you sign up with what news, um, that's the company that makes Hermes. Quen 3 is free through them. So if you install Hermes right now, you have access to Quen 3 for free.
Hmm.
Which
How
is
much? How much of it is free?
I think it's I mean what I saw on Twitter was just it's free for a limited time. So I think that's just like unlimited free use for a limited time.
Wow, I need to get on that shit. Check it out.
Yeah, it
How
seems
easy was the install?
easy. Honestly, it was easy.
Like, they use Docker or was?
Hmm. Hell no, no. I just installed this flat right out on the computer. I'm not using that right now.
That right on the computer.
No things.
Working on that? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I was doing block 3 for one time. I can't use it for the first 2 months. I think, but. Yeah, I feel okay with it.
Yeah, just wondering. Well, that's cool.
I need a little bit of income. I will be happy to put it on like a VPN or VPS. You know, happy. Would love to.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, like hosting your account like those videos, like and I mean that's gonna cost like that.
You know, listen. It's I think about this stuff. I was telling Malachi about it. Like and it was like this in at Sparkblocks a bit. Like the stuff that we're talking about. It's out there. It's the fucking zeitgeist. All the people are talking about it. People are building it, and like right now, real time, it's getting built. And like things, not everything. You know, like it's still like if you have the idea, you still have to kind of act on it. You have to trust that someone else is gonna act on it if you're not. You know, and you can just make it. You really can just make these things. Like, where's this coming from? The Kanban stuff, literally, like as far back as Cascade. You know.
Yeah.
Um, the one that's been coming up right now is or goals. You know what I mean? Like validating code, dude. That's you know like just now we're just now getting that. Like it's actually kind of incredible.
Right.
Because it's been an idea. It's not like no one had access to it. Um, and the other thing here is, like I was talking talking about this note, like a live note taking app. Like I'm sure this stuff exists, but let's say you wanted to create a. Do you remember the chiropractor app I was telling you about? The chiropractor had like 10 years of experience, and he wanted to make that experience relevant and accessible to his team when they're holding their sessions with clients. And so what it would need to do is record the session live, take the information and relate it back to information from his records, and then surface it in a particular like layout and structure. That's kind of the idea that we were talking about. And I think that will exist if it doesn't already exist, you know? But even if it does already exist, like if one of the things I'm catching with Starter Story is like, dude, if the shit exists, go for it. That's a better indication that there's like a need.
Yeah.
I mean that's whatever. It's the proof of concept. Like just do it. And it's crazy. It's crazy. It's totally. If you are ever unsure about what's going on, just turn on Starter Story. There's like 15-minute, 20-minute videos. They're nuts.
Starter Story.
Yeah, he just got his show bought by HubSpot.
Wow.
But they're like, I was sharing some of them in the thread. You know, it's just like, I'm an 18-year-old college student who just like made this dumb shit. You know, like it actually, man, what was the thing? I don't want to get totally hung up on this, but
How I built a 1 million business from this Starbucks. That's it.
just it's some of the stories are so they're all over the place, dude. They're all over the place. They're all fucking over the place. It's really crazy that, and I mean this is like I'm gonna, because I talked to Malachi the other day. I guess I have a bunch of like stuff fresh in my mind, but me and you have probably already talked about it. But the cost of like the risk of doing something on your own is so much lower. A, because the cost of doing it is low, but then also because the fucking floor is right up to the feet. You know, it's not that there's no fun to lose. Yeah. So it's actually really crazy how much opportunity there is, you know. And I obviously wish I had a little bit more money to play with this. Like the next thing I need is video generation.
Yeah, that's why I know I'm talking with you. See that hard. And, what?
Hyperframe is another open source like tool for codecs. It seems like, you know, kind of similar to the Remotion one in Claude Code. And there's a whole like pipeline I found. There's a couple of these open source platforms that help you do everything from research to release, and you can just have the AI use it. The problem that I have is that the AI doesn't recognize. You can't watch a video. You know, a lot of these AI can't really process video.
Yeah.
Like read it. Sorry, go ahead.
Share some of the cool shit you find there in the chat. I would love to take a look. I looked at Remotion and I lost motivation, to be honest.
Yeah.
I had trouble finding like good examples of stuff, and then I was just like, you know what? I don't know how much it's gonna help me, given the like human-centered focus of what I'm kind of trying to do. I just need to get like real shit, but yeah, I mean, I think you can do some cool stuff with AI around debates and making it seem exciting and stuff like that. It's really simple, obvious stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been intimidated by like credits. I just don't have any money.
Okay.
You need to be able to experiment a little bit. You know what I mean? You gotta drop some money being able to do that.
Yeah, a little bit. I don't know how much. Like, I don't know how much some of these videos cost. That would help. I think I saw something like in the realm of like $1.40, $3, and then that, like, okay, and that I could afford 10, 20 videos, you know, potentially. So that would be cool, but I'm not sure. I haven't gotten to that part yet. I'm just too many hours working, too much stuff going on, which is why I'm trying to get this remote Kanban board going, so I don't have to just be at my laptop, UATing busted code,
Yeah.
or just to kick the testing, dominoes over again. I don't see why I should ever have to be here for that. So, uh,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm here. Curious.
Um, yeah, again, it's one of those weird things where I'm like, I need to make some money. Also, I feel like I need to focus and move this shit forward, and I can make money that way, and then just be focusing my energy on one thing. But anyway, I don't know what the answer is. I've passed up on a bunch of opportunities to do things that I think would have potentially helped me generate leads, at least for client work.
Okay.
Um, but I'm not sure if that was the best thing to do or if it was even that intentional. Um,
Actually, time out for a second. I think the problem of like, okay, here's super debate, here's what I'm doing, and then also do you have client work? I think like everyone works for money. Like that's no one doesn't work for money, and for people to know that you also, believe it or not, you don't just you're not just debate hype man. You actually also work for money currently. You like this is an income bringing
yeah,
thing. So you actually and what you do, and this is the stuff that you do. X Y Z. And so like I think there's got to be a way to have both there.
I think you're right. I might be overthinking this a bit because the nature of some of these conversations and kind of the image I'm trying to project.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, I mean, I think you might be right. And yeah, I don't know. Um, I need to be on that. I mean, like a couple little projects could honestly change my whole life right now. Like at this point, like it's nice to get around the family. It's nice that Maury has his grandma here and his cousin he plays with, and now we have a huge pool. We just opened the pool yesterday. That's all nice, mostly for really for Ori. Um, it's good for me in some ways, but I need to be in a city, like running events every week, like literally maybe even twice a week, to like really move this thing. You know what I mean? I
yeah,
need to be getting reps in, talking to people, setting up partnerships, and it's just a lot harder to do. And not to beat the horse, but um, anyway,
yeah,
a
yeah.
a single client, a single like client where I just literally build the kind of stuff I'm building for Teresa, including the Kanban board, right? I can like clone what I built over there, and do it for any other business. Right? There's a full store. There's also a catalog. There's a blog. There's all this nice custom stuff, and there's editors for everything, including all the colors and the logo. It's a
Yeah.
whole framework now that I've accidentally built out.
Okay.
And with the Kanban board, you can just, if I can just, again, every day check it. I can run a cron job. You know what I mean? And have
Yeah.
it check the Kanban board and then push updates.
That's yeah. It's actually that's funny. Um, that's exactly what was just going on here. That's what I was kind of typing out. I'm like, the AI is like, hey, we have everything done. Just use it like this. And I was gonna say, can you have an LLM just interview me about the requirements and then steer development for me? And then like, how would it do that? How would it know when to check back in? Cron jobs. Mm. I have I have my first cron job set up to just review what I.
I'm sorry, dude. I put you on hold for like 10 seconds on accident. We're gonna call this company. There's an accident.
Oh, no
What
problem.
were you just saying?
Uh, long story short, I set up my first cron job to just summarize my work for the week on Sundays. I probably should do that daily. I think I need more updates.
Like, yeah. I'm the same thing, dude. Like, I know it's like weird or why, right? You keep making attention sacrifices to go on. One day, they'll give you something.
So I mean, LinkedIn's right now. LinkedIn and Facebook have kind of just been like places to explore stuff, like how do we go about this. But like, I don't expect. Okay, so like the way I understand I should be using LinkedIn is to make, or sorry, not LinkedIn, social media for short form to actually get eyes and attention and conversion is to make 3 accounts, to make a few accounts, whatever, just to make some accounts and post very, very similar videos on very, very similar topics. And just try and follow the formats that are popular and relevant. You know? It's like, it's fucking simple. And I was talking to, dude, I'm talking to Malachi. Goodness. I'm talking to Malachi yesterday, and he asks me, like, ultimately, like, this question about how would we create like a competitor to, like, that football game. What's it called? Madden. And like, what would be the dividend structure to the players and stuff like. I'm like, dude, I don't know. I think the first step for me would be research because I don't know anything about it. So, and he said, I think that my head just kind of goes to the complexity, the complex work, And I'm reminding him, like, well, no, there's actually a lot of complexity in let's say the stuff that I'm doing, like the what sounds really, because he said this kind of after I told him what I'm focusing on. I'm like, no, that the Madden idea is very complicated. I don't know anything about it. I'm focused on killer features with wow moments, for a low price that I can make videos on videos about in the form of short form videos. That's what I'm interested in. And that's not complex enough. But actually, like there's plenty of there, from like the product, the ideation, the design, the marketing, setting up all the rails. Like, there's, how much more do you actually want? Like, how difficult do you want to make your living?
Yeah. Keep talking for a minute. I'm about to walk into the library and pee, so I'm gonna be quiet.
All right.
But then I have thoughts to share.
Yeah. So that's what I was telling him, because I know I can relate. I know I can relate because I was maybe doing, because maybe I was doing the same thing with Yummy Reader, and it turns out that like PDFs, it's actually a total of today is as low as it's ever been, and it's gonna get lower, but I'm not looking at existing tools, the layout recognition tools, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, I spun out on that, like, Gummies, no. In fact, one of the things that but Gummies done, it needs to be, if that's set up, it needs to be rebranded. And, Just install it if you can. Just install it.
I did.
Oh yeah, you did. That's right. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. I just haven't, I need to get a copy of, like, maybe Marcus Aurelius Meditations or something like that. Which I probably already have. I actually have it in Google Books. I download stuff from Google Books. That would be kind of cool. I've got a bunch of books that I actually want to read in Google Books. I can just download them. I wonder if there's a Google Books API that you can plug or something. I don't know.
Yeah, the API world is fun. A lot of you just watch their story. Like don't do it when you're sitting there because you're gonna get distracted and bored. You know, it's gonna sound like marketing material. But when I'm actually just working at the grocery store, I don't give it my full attention, and I just kind of really have to. One of these dudes, he built like unlock games. You've probably heard this before or something like it, where kids are trying to use video games at school, and they can't because the IPs are blocked. So this site just gives them access to these games from different IPs. And he sees this, and he's like, "Man, this kid's younger than I am. Like, well, how do you know what the hell?" So he just. Well, yeah, there you go.
He pretty much kills everyone he loves in different parts of his life.
Yeah, so
Crazy.
be like
Mentor,
Hercules, right?
stuff.